Hey guys, Cruxel. Here's your no bullshit guide to the Scout, and if you've ever wanted to hit shots like Lex Phantom Hive or me on Adderall, this is the video for you. The Scout is a super underappreciated weapon, and in the right hands, in my opinion, it can be just as viable as an op in some situations. The key to the Scout is to be always moving and never a sitting duck with your opponent, because you have the gain of super fast movement with the Scout, even when scoped. In order to have the best movement while using the Scout, you do have to know how to counter-strafe, which means tapping the opposite walking key right before you shoot. So if you're strafing sideways with A, tap D right before you shoot, and it's going to be super accurate right as you do that. As you can see here, while I'm just strafing side to side and shooting, I'm not very accurate, but as soon as I counter strafe here, I hit him right where the center of my crosshair is. When scouting against an op, or anyone at long range really, use his high movement speed to your advantage and never be too predictable with your peaks. Simply always be moving. Once you get good at this counter strafing, it's really easy to get the wallbang peaks in mid of Dust 2. It's super OP, and if someone's doing this to you as an op on T side, one tip I can give you is to pre-aim through the door and just wait for them to cross back. I usually die when people realize that they can do this. To take the movement a step further, strafing, counter strafing, and then continuing your initial strafe will make it look like you just got a smooth, flawless headshot while running. Really fucking easy way to get some reports from the pussies in lower ranks because they're gonna think you're hacking, but they're just dumbasses. Scouts are surprisingly accurate when no scoping, but it's still best to use a scope when you can to provide the best accuracy. Much like other weapons, I still like clearing common angles, but on certain things like long here, I like just cutting the corner and peeking super quick, and that's how you get those fucking nutty peaks. If you're getting dicked on by an op repeatedly, it's best to shoulder peek to bait the shot and then peek while they're rebolting. Since the Scout is always a one-shot headshot, stop aiming at the fucking torso level, you fucking cucks. You're gonna get dicked on every time. Aim at the head level and you will get the frag much easier. Also, like I mentioned in my op video, stop holding angles this close because in reality you have the reactions of a sloth. Instead, hold it a little wide and let them just walk right in your crosshair. If you miss your headshot on a passive angle like here in pit, always fall back and try to pick them off with your pistol instead of getting pissed on R. Kelly style by the enemy with their rifle. They're going to be pretty hurt, so one shot should be able to finish them off. The Scout has very high penetration power, so make sure you're using wallbangs to your advantage. I like to do shit like this on boxes and peek out for information and then wallbang them. This once again is how you get reports from lower tier players because it looks absolutely insane from the POV, I will admit. Tagging speed on the Scout is a little bit better compared to most rifles, but you're still fucked either way if you start to get sprayed down by a P90. Contrary to popular belief, jump scouting is still very much a thing. Valve have just made it a little bit harder. So make sure you're shooting right before the apex of your jump when the crosshair is the least blurry. You can see here I'm easily able to hit the KQLY shot with a Scout here. And make sure you're utilizing this because people don't think you can anymore and you can definitely catch them off guard. With that being said, it is quite a bit harder than it used to be, so make sure you're getting your fair practice in before you start going for some nutty shots. Speaking of nutty, you used to be able to counter strafe midair while jumping and get shots like this from an old frag movie I had, but unfortunately that is no longer possible, so if you want to get some cheeky run boost shots, you're going to have to rely on RNG, or just counter strafe as soon as you land to get the kill. There's a lot of talk between single and double zoom and which one's better. It really is just personal preference and very situational. Using double zoom will obviously grant you an easier headshot because their player model will be bigger on your screen and easier to spot. But at the same time, you can be pushed lower or anything like that, which you would have seen if you were single scoped, but unfortunately with a double scope, there you're fucking dead. Even with a single scope, you're probably toast, but at least this way you'll see their player model much easier. I saved this point for last because it's pretty obvious, but you need to have insane flick aim if you want to be really good with the Scout. The best way to practice your Scout flicks is to play the Scoutzknivez game mode, which you can find via the server browser. Valve also recently added their own version of it in the new Operation Hydra, but it's not going this week and only goes for a week at a time. So when that's not going, you can use this. Really fun way to train your aim and actually your air strafes as well for movement. So just a quick recap, the 3 pinnacles that make an amazing scouter is situational awareness, flick aim, and great movement, always staying active while not shooting. Make sure you're on top of that, guys, and you'll be able to get God tier in no time with this weapon. If you have any questions, let me know at the bottom. Thanks for watching.
Put the up down, you noob. Do you sick uninstall the game?
Boy, fuck what you think, bitch, fuck what you thought. Till my quotes right there, boy, to the top. Try to give it what you got ain't enough. Time to hang it up, take a